Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink, where we talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Appreciate everybody who's getting ready to come through and joining me in this NFL Week 14 matchup between the Broncos and the Houston Texans. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to this football game. Got a lot of injuries and a lot of guys who are going to be able to make a lot of big plays. And we also get to see how the Houston Texans match up with the big dogs of the AFC. Already looks like my damn internet is tripping, so I'm going to have to make a quick adjustment. You guys just hold. Shit looking a little laggy, so I'm about to get ready to take care of it right now. Y'all give me a second. Yeah, I had to bring it back. Okay, there we go. Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wayne. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Had to bring the stream back. It was a little laggy. I just had to close out the app, restart it, and it looked like everything is good to go as it starts right now. Connection is looking way better, so I hope it's sending out all the notifications. If you guys were in this video, just make sure you guys refresh so that you guys can be on the stream with me live right now. I'm not sure if he's playing. He's questionable on the injury report right now, but he's been questionable all season. So until it actually a report comes out where it says that he's not playing, I'm not going to report and say that he's not playing. There's no sense in doing that. As it stands right now, he's questionable. So is Von Miller. So are a few other players. Eastside Harold, what's good? What's good? Yeah, hopefully everything is looking right now. Y'all go ahead, y'all get in the chat. Let me know how the stream was looking. I had to close out this app because I'm on Streamlabs, and the connection speed wasn't looking good. So everything looking like it's straight now. Ryan Blair, what's good? Vincent, what's good? Yeah, tomorrow should be an easy dub. It should be. Lorenzo, what's good? Yeah, I see Joshua got that win. I missed the fight. I forgot they were fighting over there in Britain. No, he's not officially out. He's not officially out just yet, footballer, but he's definitely on the injured list, and I think it's going to more than likely be a game time decision because he practiced a couple of times throughout the week. So we will see. What I will do when this is over, I'm going to see if he traveled with because I'm pretty sure he traveled, because if he didn't, they already would have said he was out if he didn't. Cayman Jones, what's good? Danny MTZ, what's good? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into it because I had to restart this video, so I want to go ahead and get into what the Houston Texans need to do to go ahead and seal this dub and be taken seriously as one of the top teams in the AFC. So, first and foremost, I want to give the Houston Texans another shout out for finally handling their business against the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick for the first time. This was a game that needed to be won, and it sits this game right here with the Broncos. You know, I've heard some things where a couple of people, you know, are not really saying, you know, go with the upset, but wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos do an upset against this football team. It very well could happen, but I'm not foreseeing that, and I'm not foreseeing it for a few reasons. Some of their major options that they have, whether they're on offense or defense, are out. Ronald Leary will not be in the game helping protect Drew Lock tomorrow. So that's a major downgrade for him. QG, what's good, bro? What's the deal? Yeah, Ronald Leary is not going to be in the game. Courtland Sutton is on the injury report as well as Von Miller. So unless these guys have made game time decisions tomorrow, I don't see what type of impact they have, and I really see it being downplayed with all you're going to have to do is stop Phillip Lindsay and the tight ends. That's what I see. In the percentages that Romeo Crennel has over rookie quarterbacks are astronomical. Like, he does not lose games really to rookie quarterbacks. There's just one thing he doesn't do. I mean, Kyle Allen, he wasn't a rookie quarterback, so you can't even count him. But, you know, he's played a couple of seasons, but, you know, we didn't prepare for them, and that was early on in the season where this team didn't know what the hell they were doing. They're starting to peak at the right time, and I see the Denver Broncos posing no problems. Now, their back end will be able to contend early. I feel like they'll be able to make a lot of tackles, but I think if they start to get worn down, and if we can run the ball against them effectively throughout the football game, once we get involved in the passing game, it's going to be easy money. And I think they need to run it down their ball. And this is a game where you get Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson actively involved. This is not a game where you have to go away from the run game. I don't care who's running the ball. Run it down their throats. And do everything you can to set up the play action, because they don't have the just like a lot of teams that we've played this year. It's not a lot of guys that we have to really worry about on this football team. Outside of Von Miller, if he is to make the game, he's one player. I see them doing everything they can to chip, take him out of the game, and block him at all costs, because he's all they have right now. Bradley Chubb went down weeks ago with an ACL tear. He's not going to be in this game. Derek Wolfe is out for the season. So what other impact do you have up front that the Houston Texans need to be worried about? That would be my only opinion. Why they could still make this a competitive game, because they are coached very well by Vic Fangio, and they do have Kareem Jackson. They do have I forgot the other safety's name. I always forget his name. He's pretty good, and Justin Simmons, I believe. Yeah, that's him. Justin Simmons. They got Kareem, and they still got Chris Harris. But Chris Harris is going to get abused by whoever he's covering, because he's too small for Deandre Hopkins, and he's already shown last year when we played him in Denver that they can't guard him worth a damn. Deshaun Watson has already faced Denver in Denver. So I think for him to come off of this game, I think this is a game that he's definitely going to take serious, and he's going to get away from the stigma that, we win a game, then we come back and then we win 2 games back to back. I think this will end up being a stretch where we end up getting 3 in a row, and they start looking for that 12-4. And hopefully a couple of teams are aiding, because I'm going to talk about some playoff scenarios when this, towards the end of this video. And I'm going to get your thoughts on it. And shout out to Berkeley Boss, D-Love, if I ain't shot y'all out already. And AJ, what's good? Yeah, but as far as how I see it, I think this game needs to be heavy play action. Heavy play action and run this ball down their damn throat. Dump it down short and take advantage of their linebacking core. I don't think they have an effective linebacking core that's going to be able to drop back in coverage. I don't think any of these guys are going to be able to really sew up the middle of the field when the running backs are trying to run it right down the middle. I don't see them being able to guard the edges, especially if Von Miller doesn't play. And even if he does, all you have to do is run to the left side, which they're more effective of running behind Laramie Tunsil and Max Sharpman anyway. So that really needs to be the game plan. You can involve some trickery when you need to, and but I don't think you're really gonna need a whole lot of that. I think it just needs to be a heavy dose of run, heavy dose of play action. You get it done. Kareem Jackson, while he does have a lot of tape and he does know a lot of the tendencies that Bill O'Brien, Deshaun Watson, but we're not going to act like this man ain't been getting abused by all of these receivers in practice over and over and over again. And Drew Lock is not going to be able to be in a situation where he can bail them out, especially if they don't have Courtland Sutton on the field. If they don't have him on the field, they have zero chance of winning this football game. If this game is even remotely competitive, that goes to show that the same old Texans will end up popping up, and people will always end up having more questions when you allow a team like this to be competitive with you and even have a close score. This game needs to be a complete blowout from beginning to the end. You need to play all 4 quarters, and you need to play them rough and rugged. Keep your foot on their neck, and this is another blowout that needs to be engineered by the Houston Texans. He has a shot of not playing, D-Love. He has a real shot of not playing, him and Vaughn. He's on the injury report, and because he got hurt in his last game. Him and Vaughn. And Derek Wolfe is already out for the season. So who are they gonna have to really aid them in the rush defense department? That's what I'm saying. Like, who's gonna step up for the Broncos as far as that goes? And outside of Chris Harris, who in the secondary are we really worried about? And I'm not worried about him at all because he's entirely too slow. He's not going to be able to go against, even if for some reason, say this week we decided we wanted to sit out Will Fuller, which I don't want him to sit out, but if he does sit out, I'm not worried. Sit him out and have him ready for the Tennessee game. And if you, this is what needs to happen. If you do sit Will Fuller, Kiki needs to play. Kiki needs to play. He needs to play. Whatever the hell O'Brien has against him or what he's doing, this is a game where if you want to give Will Fuller some rest, you got Kiki who needs to come in the game and step up. I do not want to see Deandre Carter in the game, and I don't mind if you use him, but I feel like if you are going to get away from having Will Fuller in this game, you definitely need to dump the ball down all game, and you can get the tight ends involved. I feel like this is a game where the tight ends can eat all game long. You're not going to have nobody who can jump with Jordan Thomas. You're not gonna have nobody who can jump with who's gonna bring down Jordan Akins if he gets open in the middle of the field? Who's gonna guard Duke Johnson if we utilize him in the run game? And who the hell is gonna stop Darren Fells in the red zone? I'm not worried. I'm not the least bit worried. While they do have a competitive football team, this was a time for them. If they would have had, if Bradley Chubb, Derek Wolfe doesn't get hurt, and Courtland Sutton was a guarantee to play along with Von Miller, I might be worried because this is a game we could very well lose in Houston. The Denver Broncos have always played us very well when we have matched up with them. We do have a lot of good wins against them, and we do have some losses against them as well. So they're just a very tough team to play, and I don't care where they go, where you play them at, they always can get it done at any given moment. So we're going to give them their credit. And as far as Denver is concerned, offensively, what do they even do well? Do you think that they're really going to be able to throw the ball down and that Drew Lock is going to end up having a lot more protection with the interior breaking down with DJ Reader in the middle? I don't see it. So for any Denver Bronco fan who really thinks that Drew Lock is going to have the time allotted to be able to scan the field when we have Benardra McKinney, Zach Cunningham, and the way that Jake Martin played last week against Tom Brady, I'm not so sure that him and Whitney Merciless, if he decides to get involved in this football game, is going to be able to get to Drew Lock early and often. We also can make confusing and get real exotic with the way that we start blitzing these guys off of the edge. And if we want to bring Bradley Roby or any other corner off of the blitz, who's going to be able to stop that, especially from the interior part of the O-line for the Denver Broncos? Like I said, go ahead and get in the comment section. And when this video posts, please let me know. Let me know what your comments are. You know, we're going to give the Denver Broncos their respect, but it's no respect going to be given on Sunday. And it's absolutely, you know, I just feel like this game, it has to be a blowout. This game has to be a blowout. And I feel like as long as it's, you know, I think, you know, the Tennessee, not looking too far ahead because I really want to stick to this video, but when it gets to the Tennessee game, this game is definitely that game is going to be competitive for a multitude of reasons. It's mainly going to be because of what Tannehill is going to be able to do with his weapons since he's been the starting quarterback, but I think we'll end up handling business as soon as they get there. So, yeah, if Conley plays this game along with Hargraves and Roby and Lonnie, I mean, those guys alone, we're not even talking about what J. Joe's going to be able to do. I feel like this is a game where J. Joe ends up, if he doesn't get an interception, he could very well be close to getting like 3 to 4 interceptions all game, because this is the type of game where J. Joe really comes up big. It's always one game that in every single season, which his one game could very well have been the game he just had against the Patriots. But it's always one game that J. Joe just makes it look like, you know what? Yeah, he still need to be on this team making plays, bro. We can still find some kind of way. And I think this is a game where he's really going to be able to do that. If they test us deep, good luck. Because Tayshaun Gibson, if they want to get a die, you know, if they want to get him in, what's going on, Roman? What's good? If they want to get him involved in Zethary Penrice, what's good, bro? If they want to get him involved in the blitzing game, or if they just want to bring him down while he's playing the box and he's a dime linebacker or something like that, Paul Ball production was good. If they want to do that, you know, that'd be fine. But as it stands right now, I see no real threats on offense outside of the tight ends. Phillip Lindsay is a problem because he can catch out of the backfield, and he's one of those guys that could very well get out in the open field. And if guys aren't making sound tackling, and if we don't have any gap discipline up front, because who knows what the offensive game plan is going to be for the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos could very well come out and surprise the hell out of everybody and play very well in the trenches against the Houston Texans defensive front. It's not an impossible task. It's been lesser O-lines, in my opinion, that we played throughout the year who's been able to, contend with the Houston Texans defensive front. And now the only reason why I'm willing to say that we have a better chance of dominating their O-line versus them being able to do that, for obvious reasons, they don't have their best playmakers up front. We do. And the fact that we're finding a gem right now with what we have in Jake Martin, who's going to be an X factor in this game, because I think he's going to be able to come off the edge. And just because of what he did to Tom Brady last week, it's looking rather enticing to say that this is going to be one of the better defensive games that the Houston Texans play all season. And this game, we need to blow this team out for one more reason. We will have a complete sweep against the AFC West this year if we win this game. This cannot be a game where we lose and go 3-1. And plus it's a conference, it's an AFC opponent. You got 3 more AFC games the rest of the year. You only have 1 NFC game left. You need to rack up as many AFC games as possible. It needs to happen. You don't need to play with this football team. Even if we don't come out early on the first possession, which we haven't really done. On the first possession, the only thing we have is 3 points on the season, which is unfortunate. And this sweep has to be in order. It has to be in order. You cannot not. Like, when's the last time we swept the AFCS? And have we ever done that? I don't recall us ever sweeping the AFC West in any season. I don't care how good we've been. We've always lost a game to the Chiefs. We've always lost a game to the Chargers until recently. And we've always, matched up pretty well against Denver and Oakland. So, this is just one of them things. And the best teams that happen to play us this year were the Chiefs and the Raiders. And to be honest, we've had tough games with everybody in the AFC West this year. And I think because we just came off of this win against the Patriots and, 3 of the last 4 games that we have remaining on the season to get ready to go into the playoffs, these games need to be had. This the only game you can lose, and I don't want to lose that game, but the only game we should lose, which I'm not banking on us losing, but if we were to lose, it better be the Bucs game, because that game's not going to count against us. Mal Miles was good. So I want to go ahead and I want to get into the AFC thing, because I was kind of venturing and I was thinking to myself right off the top of my head, and a lot of the things that I was thinking, I was like, it's like 3 teams that could really end up 12-4, which I think could end up being the Chiefs. The Ravens could probably stand to lose 1 more game, and if they do, they could end up being 12-4. And the Bills and Patriots could very well be in 12-4. Now, the situations that we're really thinking about, in order for us to be considered a first, because we could very well be a first round. If the Bills beat the Ravens, and then the Ravens get beat by, I think if they beat the Ravens and they end up losing to the Chiefs, I forgot exactly what the exact games were, because it was a couple of teams that I was looking at. We really need to, we're in a situation right now where we need the Chiefs to beat the Patriots in this Sunday. We really need that to happen, because the Patriots will kind of be out of the way, because they have to face the Bills. I won't want to say next week, but probably the week after that. So I want us to have a bye. I want us to have a first round bye. This will be the first time in our history where they end up having a first round bye, regardless if it's the first or the second seed. I want the Bills to end up losing like a game or two ranked, but I want them to end up either winning against the Patriots or beating the Patriots. I have to look at that scenario again, but it's kind of iffy slope of like who you wanna lose on those games, because the Bills could very well mess up everything, but I think it would be better for them to win because they have another game that they could very well lose. The Patriots will handle the Bills at home. I don't know, man. Nah, I don't know. Defensively, because what's good, Trill? You like 19 minutes late. 19 minutes and 57 seconds late. But it's good. Well, it's all good. But, damn, what the fuck was I just saying? No, I was saying the Bills could very well handle the Patriots, bro. That game was close. The first game that they play, if they play, it's gonna be a low scoring game. And do you really trust the Patriots the way that they played the last few weeks to get a win? Especially the way that the Bills defense is peaking right now. The Bills could very well run the hell out of the ball on the Patriots right now. I don't think they're gonna go downfield and just be throwing the ball all over their defense. But bro, shut up. They could very well, they're not going to be able to put the ball in the air and win because of Josh Allen. But then again, who knows, man? We don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But I can very well understand the reasoning for saying that the Patriots are going to win at home just because they're at home. But they're not a guaranteed lock to win that game. Especially depending on how they get abused, because we don't know what shape they're going to be in once this Chiefs game that they have is going to be. We don't know. We really don't. We don't know what shape the Patriots are going to be in. If the Patriots lose two more games, and the only games that they could very well lose, I don't see them losing to Miami because they already played Miami in Miami already, and there's the only chance they had to beat the Patriots. If they somehow find a way to beat the Patriots in Foxborough, that'll be the upset of the year. Especially with the team and the way that they're playing. That, like, to be honest, if the Patriots lose these next 3 games straight, they don't even deserve to be in the playoffs. If we just talking semantically, we not realistically and not record-wise. I'm saying when you can lose to a team that was 0-9 or 0-10, if Cincy upset them, that would be even worse. But I don't see that. I don't see a situation where the Patriots, because they're already at 10 wins, the very worst they could be is 10-6 right now. And that's if they lost every single game, which I don't see that happening. But they can very well lose to the Bills, and they can very well lose to the Chiefs. And if they do that, we already have the tiebreaker over them, so we already move in on their spot. We beat better teams than the Bills, and I'd have to end up looking at their schedule because there's somebody else on their schedule that they could very well beat. And the Chiefs can't stop the run. They've been stopping the run lately, and they pass defense is crazy. Like, say what you will about the Chiefs is doing everything they can against the pass, and they've been playing much better against the run as of late. So I can't fully agree with that, Trill. If you've been watching the game since we played them, their defense has been playing way better overall. They've been very opportunistic. I don't know what the hell got into them. I guess us talking about Watson over Mahomes flipped some switch in the fact that they saw this man miss a couple of games. They didn't know what life was going to be like without Patrick Mahomes. So they're finding some kind of way. And besides like that Titans game, what other game have they really lost? And this game right here for them is going to have serious implications for Patrick Mahomes, because how can you say he's better than, because, the narrative is still that a lot of people still think that he's better than Deshaun Watson. I disagree on every level. For one, Deshaun Watson's a better passer. He's more accurate. Yeah, you're like his ball looks better when it comes out of his hands. Debo, what's good, bro? Yeah, you already know how they do, but I guess me being on for a little longer is finally sending out notifications and stuff like that, so I already know what's going down. DK4 H-Time, what's good, bro? For me, it seems like, it's nothing that Mahomes does better. He just has a prettier, when he throws the ball, it just looks prettier. The ball, when it comes out, it looks great. He has more velocity. Yeah, he can put the ball down in the field, but like Mahomes isn't a better passer than Deshaun Watson. Like, he's just not. Yeah, can he throw off his back foot better and just throw that and launch that bitch down the field? Yeah, he can do that. But it's no facet of the game where I can really say that he's better in that counts. He definitely ain't more clutch. He hasn't beat anybody really, outside of the Ravens this year. Raymond Rodriguez, Aaron's Chaotic Gaming. What's good? Ray, I didn't see Ray in here. He got on my ass because I say we went out. To be honest, bro, there's no reason to say why we can't win out. And I already gave my reasons for the Broncos game, but I'm getting more so into the, into the playoff picture, for the Texans. And yeah, he has better arm talent. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I'm saying, yeah, he can throw that bitch off his back foot 70, 80 yards, and his dudes will go up and go get it. And he's in a situation where his dudes get schemed open and they make the shit look effortless. But that's not on his hands. That's on the coaching hands. That's what good coaching will do. Pretty Tone, what's good, bro? What's good? Yeah, Staff Sergeant Red, what's good? Yeah, the IQ wise, Deshaun, he already put that to shame. And it's, I was thinking to myself, further indication, since we're on the Mahomes thing, I was thinking about the game we played against them, and even though all he had was 2 possessions, which only equal to 5 minutes in the second half against the game that we played at home, at the Chiefs, how couldn't you get a first down? Like, you're responsible for moving the chains, because, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, man. But we thought for good reason. It was good reasons, bro. We were 0-5 against the Patriots. The games that we done played against the Patriots, bro, only 2 of them been close. And that's the last 2 games we done played against them. Every other game we done ever had against them was a blowout. But back to Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, like, you would think a guy that because they tried to blame the shit on his ankle injury, bro. What did that have to do with your accuracy? Because what they were saying before the game, he's still way more accurate. Even after that game, people were still saying he's more accurate when the numbers prove otherwise. Last I checked, the last 2 seasons, Deshaun Watson has thrown for nearly even this, like, his percentage dipped off just a little bit mainly because of that Ravens game. But if it wasn't for that Ravens game, he would be throwing at 72% for the season. He's throwing at 68 right now. Pat is throwing like 65, 64% on the season. And he's done that consistently. So how can you say he's a more accurate passer than Deshaun Watson? Will he end up making a lot of bigger plays down the field? Yeah, because that's what their offense is catered to. And when you have Will Fuller constantly in and out of the lineup, how can Deshaun do that on a weekly basis and not make the plays that Mahomes is making when his big play option down the field isn't on the field and you can't trust him? And yeah, you did, D-Love. Yeah, you got your credit, bro. I gave you credit. Charles and Mariocci, what's good? I'd rather have Watson every day of the week. But I wouldn't mind Lamar. He's my second option. If I had to build my football team with these 3 quarterbacks right now because of clutchness and playmaking ability, hands down, I'm taking Watson, I'm taking Lamar, I'm taking Mahomes in that order. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. Show me the teams that Patrick Mahomes can beat since he's been a starter, because him and Lamar Jackson have been a starter for 2 years in a row now. And from what you've seen, now I will give Patrick Mahomes the benefit of the doubt by saying that, yeah, he can beat Lamar Jackson because he's done it 2 years in a row. But if you're going to tell me the other teams that he can't beat, and he's been beating NFC juggernauts along with the AFC juggernauts, And you mean to tell me that he's not a better quarterback and he's not more clutch when needed? I'll take that over Patrick Mahomes any day. I don't care nothing about the throwing stats, because when it all boils down to it, yeah, Lamar can throw for 200 yards, get 100 yards on the ground, throw for 4 TDs, and maybe run for like 80, 90 yards on the ground. And who's going to be able to stop that? Patrick Mahomes is a very good quarterback, but he's not the athlete that the other two are. And they're proving that they can stay healthy on the field, because everybody loves to point out Deshaun Watson's injury, bro. Like, he got injured in practice for one. He only missed those set of games, and since then he's shown a sense of resiliency and has overcome bad coaching, bad defenses, bad options to throw to, and somehow he's still beating all these guys on prime time. And somehow Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. That has to be stated, and and then him losing to the Titans even proved that to me even further, because how is Ryan Tannehill throwing 300-something yards against the you threw 400 yards that game. You threw for like 474 yards that game with like 4 TDs and still couldn't get it done. I'm just saying, Mahomes hasn't really beat anybody outside of Lamar Jackson and the Chargers. The Chargers last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, besides that, he hasn't beat anybody. So, Black Schultz, that's your answer. I mean, yeah, he like 1-7 in the playoffs. He couldn't beat the Rams when it was time to do that. He couldn't beat the Patriots both times last year. We're going to see when he faces off against the Patriots tomorrow if he's that quarterback that everybody says he is, because he's been playing exceptionally well since he's come back, with the exception of that the Titans game that he choked away. And people acting like he didn't choke that game away. He did. He did. They want to throw that bitch down the field all the game, be a good quarterback, check out of some shit. If you see something that's wrong, check out of the play. You see Deshaun Watson do that when it's needed. And he has a way better coordinator than we do. And I love what Bill O'Brien and Tim Kelly have been doing for the Houston Texans this year, because it's something we haven't seen outside of the season that we have Deshaun Watson in his rookie season. So what we're doing in the red zone, we're converting a high number of first downs. Our yards per attempt when we're passing, we're like 5th in the league. Like, it's a lot of things that are working in favor of the team this year that never was the case last year. And yes, we would be able, we can handle them. And we done already proven the recipe to be able to beat them, and they don't have the athletes to contend with us regardless of what Brady does. It's not going to be on him, because at the end of the day, our defense showed who's going to stop Jacob Martin. If they decide to use Whitney the way that they should have used him in this game, especially when that center went down for that little series or two, why weren't they rushing Whitney Merciless over the guard of the center to be able to come straight down the pipe to affect the timing of Tom Brady? And why did they take their foot off of Tom Brady's neck in the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter? You see, we didn't come to play 64 minutes in that game. We played 54 great minutes against the New England Patriots, and that's a sign to show if we do play them again, you have to keep your foot on their neck at all times, or they will come back and whoop your ass. 28 points. Honestly, is not enough to beat Tom Brady, because he's already shown you in the Super Bowl, in Houston, mind you, that he can come back and beat your ass when you count them out. He's already shown this. And if he can do that in the Super Bowl, a regular season game is nothing if you choose to act like he's not the greatest football player, the greatest quarterback of all time. Greatest football player, that's debated, for whatever reason, So, that's really how I'm looking at this, man. This playoff picture is getting real interesting for the AFC. It's not just, the Patriots are in it. Not just the Chiefs are in it. It's a multitude of teams. A lot of teams are stepping up, especially the Bills. They're the surprise of the year. No team is surprising me more than them, and no other team is surprising me more than the 49ers right now. Vince, I know you happy over there, and I know you love what's going on, and you got Kyle Shanahan on your side, so you already know what great playmaking is looking like. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If the 49ers are really doing their due diligence, they should be doing everything they can to pry OBJ from the Browns. I would jump on that train ASAP and get the best receiver in the draft that you can to go along with Kyle Shanahan, Kittle, and what you got in Deebo Samuel already. The defense is already solidified. Get you 2 more corners, and get you some more linebackers. And I think y'all are the best defense in the league. Nobody will be able to contend with y'all. And the fact y'all got Bosa for a few more years with Solomon Thomas and DeForest Buckner, bro, y'all A1. What do you need to do? Like short of O lineup. Y'all draft a multitude of ways. You can either get all of your linemen in the draft, or you can get some guys where you need them, in free agency. I don't know how much money y'all got coming out, but I know one thing: the moment that y'all got John Lynch as y'all the moment y'all got John Lynch as y'all should, I already knew y'all was gonna be good in like 2-3 years. That's why I'm not. I shouldn't really be surprised, because I've been seeing how y'all been building up front, and he knows how to build a defense. You build from the front to the back. That's why y'all so motherfucking phenomenal. You build from the front to the back. You never build from the middle to the back to the front, or from the back to the front. And y'all good on money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who not gonna want to come there and play? Y'all got some cachet, and people that are 49er fans, y'all going to respect. The fact that y'all able to contend, but this is what's going to send y'all over the edge. If y'all come back when y'all face the Seahawks, y'all got to beat them this time. Because then y'all played in San Fran the first time, right? DeMarcus, what's good? Richard Snow, what's good? Yeah, y'all late. It's all good, man. For just because a lot of y'all late and a lot of people stragglers, I'm gonna end up probably extending the game, extending the stream probably another 5 to 10 minutes. It just depends on what we talking about, because we are talking about a lot of playoff implications right now. So that's pretty much the part of the stream that I'm on, because I done pretty much talked about the matchups and what the Houston Texans can do to exploit the Denver Broncos as it stands right now, because they got a lot of injuries right now, and I don't see no kind of way, even if they do come back, they have a risk of being re-injured in the game. So if it doesn't do any good for Von Miller to play in this game, so why play him? That would be negligent of this team. What are y'all playing for? Y'all already out of the playoffs. Y'all 4-8 right now. What do you need to do? And yeah, for y'all to win at the Seahawks, bro, especially after I saw what Clowney was able to do to y'all, I don't know, bro. Y'all don't have no way to stop him. Y'all didn't have no way to stop him the first game. So but y'all did have the benefit of having a couple players out on offense. Emmanuel Sanders did go down. And man, you know what's crazy? I would add like 2 more receivers, and I would probably add another tight end behind Kittle. It's either that or y'all can trade for somebody. I mean, y'all got capital. John Lynch know what he doing. He knows how to trade, and he knows how to force dudes to move up depending on where his spot is. And I feel like he's an aggressive GM, so y'all don't have no problems, and y'all know exactly what y'all doing, and y'all know how to scout. So that's one thing y'all gonna have going into the future. And I know it's damn good to be a 49ers fan right about now. But you're a little harsh on. No, I'm not. I'm not hard on Mahomes at all. Let's just talk about what Mahomes has been built up to be from the media, and let's just talk about what he's done in games against legitimate quarterbacks and legitimate defenses. He played the Rams last year, shit the bed. He played the Patriots 2 times last year, shit the bed. He's going to end up playing the Patriots tomorrow, and we're going to see what he's worth. The defense is playing a hell of a lot better since we played them in week 6. So what excuse is he going to have to say that the Chiefs are not a better defense and have not played better in the run and the pass? While they're still one of the worst, when it's talking statistically, but the eye tests have shown they've gotten better on defense since they played us. The only game that makes them look really bad, and it's because everybody that Derrick Henry plays against, except for the Houston Texans, he looks good against everybody. The only team he cannot look good against when we have the guys that are healthy on this football team, we're the only team he can't look good against. So don't feel bad. As a Viking fan, I would love my team to finally win it all. But if we don't, as long as those cheating ass Patriots don't win, yeah, bro, we're gonna take care of business, Merrill. I feel because of the way that we just played against the Patriots, and I'm not smelling myself, I'm not saying that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady will not learn from their mistakes. But I feel like as long as Bill O'Brien, we have the athletes, and the fact that the threat of Will Fuller had them nervous. Even though he only caught 1 pass, they had to worry about too many things. They had to worry about too many guys crossing their face. They couldn't communicate. They couldn't contend with the speed. And DeAndre Hopkins was eating all over Stephon Gilmore. He couldn't stop him whatsoever. So if you can't stop DeAndre Hopkins from converting first downs, how is Tom Brady gonna have a chance to even get the ball? And they can't run against us. We shown that. Like, they couldn't run against us, but they could very well get James White involved in the passing game. And all you have to do is put a DB on him. Put a corner on him. Especially if we have all of our corners. As long as our corners are not hurt, I can say the Houston Texans can contend with any other team in the league if they're all on the field, or at least 4 of the corners that we have, well, 3 of the corners that we have on the field, because Conley missed that game. I feel like if Conley doesn't miss that game is way worse. The defense let him down. Yeah, so what? But at the end of the day, okay, I'm going to take our game, and since you in here, okay, he had the game 5 minutes. How come he couldn't convert a first down against us? How come after the second quarter, he only scored 7 points against us? I mean, we had the ball a long damn time. But you mean to tell me he wasn't smarter, he wasn't good enough? And it's not like they was even getting like seriously blown out. I don't see him making no audibles. He missed a lot of throws in that game too. They wasn't moving the chains. And don't give him the and him being hurt. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about him tweaking his ankle. I don't want to hear none of that pussy ass shit, because we don't get no excuses when it happened. Deshaun Watson traveled on a bus to get to Jacksonville and blew the team out that was supposed to be the best in the division that year, and we blew their ass out. I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries, because we didn't have. I forgot who we didn't have that game. It was somebody that was important to us that we were missing out on. Matter of fact, we didn't even have Titus Howard in that game. Roderick Johnson played that game. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no excuses. And no, he has the benefit of the doubt the same way that Deshaun Watson has the benefit of the doubt. Why is he 1-7 against good teams? I'm just saying. Yeah, he played pretty decent in the playoffs last year. No, and he's not talking about the Pats defense. He's talking about the Chiefs defense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not going to make no excuses. You don't hear me making no excuses for my team. I don't care what we doing. I don't care what the situation is. You knew that shit going into the football week. Had these motherfuckers ready when it's time for them to step up. If you build your football team the right way, you wouldn't have that problem. You wouldn't have that problem. That's when the good organizations can use that mantra, next man up. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Brady was missing throws. Other dudes weren't catching the ball. And if AB would have been in the game, I think it could have got a little out of hand for us. But all we would have did was just shade it and make sure that we took him out of the game, especially the way that we was playing. But if we would have did that, I don't think we would have had the athletes or anybody else to really step up to take Edelman out of the game, because we saw he was eating the Hargraves up. I gotta say that's why I wanted Conley to play him. I didn't want Hargraves to play against him. I either wanted Roby on him, or I wanted the way JJ was playing, he honestly could have played against him, but I just felt better about Roby and Conley playing against him in that Patriots game. He was throwing well when he was throwing 40-yard bombs down the field, and I know they're gonna say, "Oh, that was before his injury." Okay, he threw another touchdown to Tyreek Hill after he injured his foot, so I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I mean, I understand. Yeah, we like him. I like him. I don't have no problem against he from Texas. What I got to I don't care about him. I don't have nothing against Patrick Mahomes whatsoever, because I know people are gonna see this and be like, I got something against Mahomes. No. I'm prefacing my statements by saying, okay, who is he really beat? Who's he really beat? I mean, besides Lamar Jackson, which he beat this year, which he beat last year. I want to say he beat the Chargers last year. He beat a couple of good teams last year, but that was last year. This year, you know, he's losing games to Ryan Tannehill. You know, he lost to the Colts, whose team was looking very good early on in the season. He lost to us, and we had one of the worst secondaries in the league at the time. And we beat him pretty handily, outside of a couple of mistakes that were made early. You know, so I mean, Every time, when we played him in the preseason last year, it was just like, damn, we getting so much pressure on this dude. Like, why is he looking so bad against us? He may be one of them dudes, like, we just have his number. I don't want to get too far ahead of that because I know we're going to have to play him in more games. And until those games are played, we're going to see who's right and who's wrong about these matchups and who's the better quarterback, because it's going to be proven by what they do in the game, how they win, and who wins. It's going to matter. The fact that Deshaun Watson came to this man's house in week 6 and beat his ass, that's already, you can't say that Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. He just does some things that, it's like Colin Cowherd said. Yeah, he got the plays that really make you go, wow, woo. Yo, but Deshaun Watson does too. Deshaun Watson got more athleticism. He got more heart. He's more clutch. He's more accurate. They throw about the same amount of touchdowns. And, they got about the same amount of weapons as it stands right now. So, I mean, he has a better offensive mind, and he actually has the ability to have his guys schemed open, and that shit looks effortless when you watch Chiefs games. Our dudes, they working for what they got to get. Nobody's ever just wide ass open, even though we got some of the best talent in the league at receiver. Nobody's ever just wide ass open, and when they do, dudes is getting sacked or penalties is being called. So the discipline hasn't really stepped up from any other year prior to this one. And you done missed a lot, Corey, but I'm finna get ready to call this video in a little bit. And yeah, they can't even handle the Titans. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm talking big now because we done beat a couple of teams. I don't want to give y'all that impression at all. The Texans could very well Texan. And if they do, I'm going to call the team out. I'm going to call them on this shit. But if they doing good, I'm going to say they doing good, and they doing pretty good right now. And what I think the top priorities just be as far as the draft, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, we need pass rush bad. We have to replace what we lost in Clowney at the outside linebacker spot. I don't know what we're going to end up doing with Whitney Merciless when it's time for him to get a contract. If we re-up, it don't look like that way to me. And they have all his numbers, and he going to have to step up real big in the playoffs to be re-signed. And even if he does get re-signed, what can we... Yeah, he did lose to Kyle Allen, but, I mean, yeah, he lost to Blaine Gabbert too. And don't get me wrong. But, okay... Outside of that, I mean, he lost to, and we lost to Jacoby Brissett too. They lost to Jacoby Brissett. They losing to they losing to Derek Carr. They losing to Tannehill. They lost to somebody else. They got like 4 losses right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not worried about the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to have a full dedicated video, and I'm not going to speak about nothing else except for the thrashing y'all going to receive when we come see y'all, Mike Vrabel. So you just wait your turn. We'll get to you next week, because trust me, it's going to be full out pound that pussy all week. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure we take like Viagra shots all day. I'm going to make sure motherfucking what's that shit to do, nigga? Adrenaline. Nigga, I'm gonna make sure nigga is vials of adrenaline lined up. You know what I'm saying? That I'm gonna allow you to see. Because I'm gonna make sure that every Houston Texans fans, nigga, make sure they going at y'all 24-7. But like me and Trill stated, this would be one of the best things that Bill O'Brien, if he was to make a move, since he into trading picks and shit like that, go get Geno Atkins. Because go get Geno Atkins from the Bengals. Go get him now. He's too strong. And with him being next to him and DJ Reader is already enough by himself. You put Geno Atkins next to... Bro, like, if we run a 4-3, we need him. I don't care if we run a 3-4. You could still rush him at the end spot, and he could still be in that 5 technique and kill niggas all day. If he did that, Bill O'Brien would have redeemed himself in my eyes in some way, shape, or form, and me and Trill both agree on this. I won't fire him if he was to make that move. And y'all share this video and see what he has to think about that. Because at the end of the day, what is Geno Atkins really doing for the Cincinnati Bengals? Because he's wasting away. Do you know what he would do for this defense with him? Especially if you keep a guy, you already, okay, so imagine, okay, we do keep Whitney. Okay. You got Duke coming back, but I think he's going to be cut, so I'm not even going to count Duke. Jacob Martin, I think they're going to find a way to keep him, and his price is going to be low anyway. So, and I think you got him on the table for a couple of years as it stands anyway. Okay, you got him out of the way. I would pay Cunningham this year or next year. I wouldn't even let it get to what's it's called time. I wouldn't even let it get to free agency. I would pay him during the season. Do not put yourself in a situation where Zach Cunningham gets time to negotiate. No, you pay that man during the season. You do not go to a season and let this man get to free agency. It's not gonna happen. You go trade and you go get fucking Geno Atkins. Geno Atkins is not gonna command no second or first round pick, so you can very much finagle them for a third or a fourth round pick. You can find some kind of way. I wouldn't even mind trading him for JJ Watt straight up. I'm just gonna be frank about it. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat. And Duke Ejiofor, he's gonna be gone next year. Him and Kiki, they're gonna be gone next year. Now you could use Kiki as bait for trade bait. They need a receiver in Cincinnati. I say, hey, I'll give Geno. Let me get Geno, and y'all can get a fourth and Kiki QT. I do that. I do that in a heartbeat. If Duke comes back, Duke gonna have to come back. Not only is he gonna have to be in the best shape, he gonna have to be shredded. He gonna have to have a shitload of stamina. His bend and everything is gonna have to take, like, his skill set is gonna have to be on another level to even stay on this football team. He gonna end up having to have like 5 sacks in the preseason. You know, and multiple forced fumbles. He gonna have to recover forced fumbles. He more than likely, but I don't want him cut, Trill. But I see a trend coming along, bro. And he's not the player who's put in enough time with O'Brien, and he hasn't shown the ability. They didn't even know this nigga's name. If he don't know the nigga name, why wouldn't he cut him? He already missed the season before he even got to see the season on the ACL. And you mean to tell me that if he come up and he show up to training camp and he don't look as good as advertised of what they thought, that he won't be cut? Come on, bro. You know what's up. You know what's up. And this is why I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I'm planting the seed a year before it happened. Because I already planted the seed. Y'all said that same shit. Why would we cut Deontay Foreman? Y'all questioned that shit from January 16th to January 17th up until the point it happened. And then y'all was hitting me up like, yo, well, Wink, you was right. Oh, God, bro, I see shit. Kiki ain't gonna be here one way or another. He either gonna get cut or he getting traded. If you're gonna trade him, use him for a resourceful player that we can use that makes this defense better. You wanna make this defense better? Go get Geno Atkins right now. He's strong. He got great technique. He driving you back on the ball. We need a great defensive tackle, and that's why the pass rush can't get off. If y'all haven't noticed, the main reason why this defense hasn't been as ferocious on the pass rush the way that it was that the 2016 defense looked is because we don't have nobody that big or nobody in the middle of the pocket who's pushing dudes so far back that it makes the horseshoe corral and that shit breaking from everywhere, and you got your linebackers playing to the highest level that they could be. You know why Bernard McKinney and Zach Cunningham look so motherfucking good this season? Because of DJ Reader. If you don't believe me, he make everything easy for them. He like, oh, DJ got it, boom. Oh, I can make it over this tackle. We running over here. We tackling these dudes behind the light. You know, I like Martin over Merciless with how I seen him in this past game. Michael Soberon, what's good? Buck, what's good? Brian, BBC, what's good? It's plain to me. It's plain to me and Trill, because me and Trill had a lengthy conversation about this, and this redeems Bill O'Brien in my view. If he can go out and go get a player like Geno Atkins with this team the way they're assembled right now. Oh, and this is another player y'all gotta play. Y'all gotta play as soon as the season over. You have to get DJ Reader under contract right now. Do not let him get away. DJ Reader and Zach Cunningham have to be locked up as soon as possible. You get them out of the way, they're not affecting Deshaun Watson money whatsoever. And who do you have coming off of this team in free agency who is really worth a damn? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and pause yourself, BBC. Yeah, please pause yourself. When the last time we had a kick return? We haven't had one in quite some time, and this is something that Jay Dizzle, since we're talking about, and I know he's going to give me my credit for this, but some Jay Dizzle said, in the 4th round, we need to invest in a returner this year. So back to Pretty Tone, what we need. We need an outside linebacker that can rush. We need edge setters, period. We need left end, right end, pass rush, and D tackle. I would still draft another corner because J-Joe, he not going to get locked back up. If he does get locked up, it's going to be a problem. I would get another safety, but if we talking the defensive side, but if we talking offense, we need to draft another right guard because Zach Fulton ain't going to stay on this team full time. I just don't see it. I feel like if you get Zach Fulton and in free agency or in the draft, you still need to get you some more tackles because we need better depth behind the tackles that we have. Titus Howard has shown an ability to be able to get hurt. We need another wide receiver because we could very well lose Will Fuller after this season. You know, we need another deep threat option, somebody with solid hands, you know, preferably somebody that got some size on them. They can get deep down the field like a Tyreek Hill type. You know, we need somebody like that. The only thing, and we need another running back. I feel like we need a more explosive running back. While I love what Hyde, I'd still keep Hyde. He'd be my power back. In power situations, I'd run him up the middle all day. But we need somebody on the lines of Le'Veon Bell, Ezekiel Elliott, somebody like that. We need somebody like that to go along with what Deshaun Watson is doing. And we need somebody durable. Another running back situation, you know, we're getting beat up because I told y'all Cullen Gillespie wasn't going to provide nothing. And I told y'all this man wasn't going to get no reps at fullback, so he was a wasted pick. Charles Omeni, he made a couple of plays, but he hasn't really done much, but I'm expecting him to take a leap. So if he ends up taking a leap to go along with my scenario of what I'm saying about Geno Atkins, if we somehow do end up keeping Duke Ejiofor, if we lock Whitney up, JJ comes back, which you know, they need to go ahead and, you know, move on from that train because, you know, his best years are behind him. I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't care how none of y'all feel about him. His best years are behind him. He done gave us the greatest years as a Texan. Let's move on. We've done it in the past. Why can't we do it now? Oh, because some money got raised? Fuck out of here. That's how I feel about that. Nothing against his accomplishments, nothing that he done from the city, but I'm not saying it to put what he's done down, but that's the only reason why Houston Texans fans are holding on to him in the first place, because of that hurricane shit. It ain't because of his play, it's because of the hurricane. What else do we really need? What else do we really need? I'd get a better strong safety. Like, Gibson has been well this season. What's good, Brandon 335? Use who on defense? Wait. Use who on offense? Gillespie? Use him for what? What is he going to do? I already said a running back. Yeah, we definitely need an explosive running back. If we would have got David Montgomery, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And we had ample time to get this man, and we didn't get him. Wilder's still better than Clowney? Okay, that's your opinion. It's just an opinion. It's not, you know. He's a better pass rusher than Clowney. Absolutely. Is he a better football player? No, he's not. And football player covers an abundance of things. Yeah, but if you're going to say that, yeah, J.J. Watt, he's clearly the better pass rusher. Pass rusher is one avenue of, you know, two things that they have in common. Jadeveon Clowney affects the game. I'll take that right now over anything that J.J. Watt is doing over this game. I could care less about his quarterback hits. I could care less about any of that other bullshit that they got going on right now because he's not on the field helping us right now. I'm just not, I don't have no sympathy for that. Be on the field and produce, and we wouldn't have to have these conversations. No, the only thing that really worries me, man, about the Broncos is if the Texans get in their own way. That's the Texans can't Texan this game away. And this game cannot be competitive. It can't be competitive at all. If this is even a 7-point game, I'm gonna have something to say about it. While I may praise the win, but this can't be a game like we blowing them out, and then this can't be like this past Patriots game where everybody knows it was a clear blowout, but in the stat sheet it say that we won within 6 to 7 points, and we know we were supposed to blow them out by 19. This has to be that game because Courtland Sutton is hurt. We don't know if he's gonna play. So who's Drew Lock gonna throw to besides Noah Fant, who's gonna get locked up? The tight end behind him, he's gonna get locked up too. The only other option they even have to throw to is Phillip Lindsay if you find a way to get him out on in the flat. If he's taking advantage of the linebackers, which I don't think he will, but he very well could, depending on the situation. If he is getting into space, there's no reason that Romeo shouldn't revert back to his game plan he had last week against James White and take Phillip Lindsay completely out of the game. That's how I feel about it. They're missing Ronald O'Leary, so I better see a lot of pressure. And I'm telling y'all right now, the D tackle who's ever playing on the line better get a hell of a lot of push on. I want to say he's a left guard, so wherever Ronald O'Leary was playing, they better get a lot of pressure over there. And we're gonna see what we can do against a guy like who was that tackle that we all loved, and Dalton Risner. So they got Dalton Risner and Garrett Bowles. They still got a decent old line that we have to go against. So they still got a good back end, in the good secondary in the back end. So they got Kareem, they got Justin Simmons, they got Chris Harris, who gonna be able to play competitive for a little while. But once I feel like we start scheming the game up, and if we start thrashing these dudes, up the middle, it's no reason why the play action shouldn't bust wide open and Deshaun Watson shouldn't have a field day. He started off having a field day against them last year, and that was with limited options and dudes going down for the rest of the season. He doesn't have that situation right now, so I feel like even if you don't play Will Fuller, who is on the injury list, but he's questionable, he's not out for the game or anything like that. But for some reason, if you want to rest him to make sure that he's good for Tennessee, because he's going to be a way bigger problem for Tennessee because they don't know what the hell to do with this dude. This is a game where you sit him down, give him another week so that he can feel okay. But Kiki has to play if that's the case. If he doesn't play, and if they sit Will Fuller, Kiki ends up playing, or even if he doesn't play, then this is a game where the running backs and the tight ends are going to have to be heavily relied upon. And even if they are, who's going to stop them at the linebacker spot for the Denver Broncos? And that's my logic. They have no way of stopping it because if we get in the red zone, they're not going to stop us. Even though they do have a great red zone defense, they don't have the players on the team who's going to be able to play. Vaughn can very well not play tomorrow. Derek Wolfe is already out for the season. So what's that situation going to be like? So how do they win? You gonna win with Drew Lock, a rookie? I don't think so. Romeo Cornell knows what to do against rookie quarterbacks, and Kyle Allen was not a rookie quarterback, so we can't say that. We can't even use him because he's been in the league prior to this. He just didn't get his opportunity until this year. But that's my video, man. I'm finna go ahead and bring it to a close because it went a little longer than I thought it was gonna be. So, y'all make sure y'all check this out, share it on your social media platforms, and let a friend know about the sauce. I'm at 799 subscribers as it stands right now. Need one more to make 800 on my road to 1K so that I can take this channel to another level because I plan on being on another level come next year because I got a lot of good things coming towards my way. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Y'all have a great night.
You feel like you're over.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody that came through, but I'm bringing this video to a close because it was still going live because it wouldn't post. I appreciate everybody that came through.